Some British cars became icons, while others slipped quietly into history. But hidden among them are sleepers, machines that looked ordinary yet carried surprising performance. In this video, we'll explore 7 of these hidden gems, cars that blended subtle styling with power you wouldn't expect. Some you may have heard of, but most will surprise you. Number 1. At first glance, the Rover 220 Coupe looks like any other early 90s British family car. Smooth lines, simple styling, and a badge more often linked to comfort than raw speed. But hidden beneath that modest exterior is one of the UK's greatest sleeper secrets. The heart of the Rover 220 Turbo is a 2-liter, 16-valve T-Series engine, boosted by a Garrett turbocharger. That setup unleashed around 200 horsepower, enough to push this unassuming coupe from 0 to 60 in just under 6 seconds, quicker than many contemporary hot hatches and even some sports cars of its era. But what really makes it fascinating is how discreet it remained. Parked on the street, it looked like a regular commuter car, blending in with traffic. Yet on the open road, it could surge past bigger names, BMWs, Audis, even Porsches, leaving drivers stunned. Produced in relatively small numbers, the Rover 220 Turbo Coupe has since gained cult status. A true wolf in sheep's clothing, it proved that British engineering could deliver speed, subtlety, and surprise all in one package. Number 2. The TVR Tasman 288i is one of those cars that slips under the radar, yet it tells a fascinating chapter in British motoring history. Launched in 1980, it was the very first model in TVR's Wedge series, named after its sharp, angular design. This styling was a bold departure from the curvy sports cars of the 1970s, giving the Tasman a futuristic, almost exotic presence on the road. Underneath, the 280i carried Ford's 2.8-liter Cologne V6 engine, producing around 160 horsepower. By modern standards, that may sound modest, but in the early 1980s it was competitive, enough to give the lightweight fiberglass-bodied coupe brisk performance. The rear-wheel drive setup, 5-speed manual gearbox, and fully independent suspension made it an engaging driver's car, perfectly in line with TVR's raw, no-frills philosophy. What made the Tasman 208i unique was its dual character. To casual eyes, it looked like a quirky British coupe, unusual but hardly threatening. Yet in capable hands, it revealed sharp handling and surprising speed, capable of outpacing more polished sports cars. Built in limited numbers, just over 1,000 units, the Tasman 208i remains an obscure yet important TVR, the foundation for a new era of bold, uncompromising performance machines. Number 3. The Ford Capri earned its reputation as Europe's answer to the American Mustang, stylish, affordable, and sporty. But in 1973, Ford quietly unleashed something far more special: the Capri RS 3100, a rare homologation special built for one purpose: racing. At first glance, it looked much like any other Capri. Same long hood, same fastback silhouette. To most, it was just another family-friendly coupe. Yet only 1,000 units were produced, making it both exclusive and mysterious. Under the bonnet sat a 3.1-liter Essex V6, tuned to produce just over 150 horsepower. That may not sound extraordinary today, but paired with a lightweight body and sharpened suspension, it transformed the RS 3100 into a true driver's machine. Ford engineers added vented front discs for stronger braking, stiffened the chassis, and fitted a deeper front spoiler, subtle details that hinted at its hidden capability. On the road, it could dash from 0 to 60 in around 7 seconds, a serious figure in the mid-70s, and it carried itself with racing DNA woven into its character. The Capri RS 3100 remains the pinnacle of the Capri line, a wolf dressed as a family coupe, rare, collectible, and a shining symbol of Ford's motorsport ambitions. Number 4. The Rover 75 was originally designed as a refined, conservative executive saloon, comfortable, elegant, and unmistakably British, but never associated with raw performance. That's why the V8 version is such a fascinating anomaly. In 2003, Rover engineers decided to transform their flagship into something completely unexpected. unexpected. The Rover 75 V8, along with the sportier MG ZT V8, concealed a serious surprise under the bonnet. Ford's 4.6-liter Mustang V8. Developing 256 horsepower, it turned the calm cruiser into a muscular sleeper, capable of delivering a deep, unmistakable growl. But fitting this engine wasn't a simple swap. The entire car had to be re-engineered. The original front-wheel drive platform was rebuilt for rear-wheel drive, with a strengthened chassis, upgraded suspension, and a new exhaust system tuned to highlight that American muscle sound. Performance was impressive for its class, with 0 to 60 in around 6.5 seconds. Yet visually, the cars remained understated, especially the Rover 75 version, which looked more suited to a boardroom than a drag strip. Production numbers were very low, fewer than 900 examples in total, and just 17 estates. Today, the Rover 75 V8 and MG ZT V8 are rare treasures, an unlikely fusion of British refinement and American muscle, hidden in plain sight. Number 5. The Volvo 850R Estate is one of the greatest examples of a true sleeper. To the casual eye, it looked like nothing more than a family wagon. Tall roofline, boxy silhouette, and plenty of room for groceries, kids, and luggage. But behind that practical facade was a machine capable of embarrassing serious performance cars of the 1990s. Introduced in 1996, the 850R was the high-performance version of Volvo's already innovative 850 platform. Under the hood sat a 2.3-liter, 5-cylinder turbocharged engine producing around 250 horsepower. Paired with a refined chassis and optional manual gearbox, it launched from 0 to 60 in about 6.5 seconds. Shocking for a car that could also haul furniture. Known for safety and practicality, Volvo suddenly had a wagon that enthusiasts respected, especially after the brand famously raced an 850 estate in the British Touring Car Championship. That bold move gave the wagon cult status. Today, the 850R remains a legend. Practical, understated, and brutally quick. It proved that performance doesn't always come in flashy packages. Sometimes it hides in a family estate car. Number 6. In the late 1950s, tucked away in Slough, a small company dared to challenge Britain's sports car giants. Their creation was the Peerless GT, a car so rare and so ahead of its time that today it feels more like a legend than a production model. From the outside, the Peerless GT looked every bit the part of a glamorous grand tourer, low, sleek, and stylish. But its true magic was hidden beneath the skin. Instead of a heavy steel frame, it used a lightweight space frame chassis wrapped in fiberglass bodywork. This was radical thinking for the 1950s, giving the car strength without excess weight. Under the bonnet lay Triumph's trusty 2.0-liter TR3 engine, good for about 100 horsepower. Combined with its lightweight design, the Peerless could push past 100 miles per hour, faster than many rivals, yet practical enough to carry 4 passengers in comfort. But brilliance alone wasn't enough. Production costs were high, sales were slow, and by 1960, only around 325 cars had been built. The Peerless GT faded into obscurity, but those who know it see it as a hidden jewel, a rare British experiment that dared to dream bigger. Number 7. The Lotus Carlton, also known as the Lotus Omega in Europe, is one of the most infamous sleepers ever built. Released in 1990, it looked like an ordinary Vauxhall or Opel Omega saloon, the kind of executive car you'd expect to see in a company car park. But appearances were deceiving. Underneath the subtle bodywork, Lotus engineers had transformed the car into a performance monster. They fitted a 3.6-liter, twin-turbocharged straight-six engine, producing 377 horsepower and 419 pound-feet of torque. Power went to the rear wheels through a 6-speed manual gearbox borrowed from the Corvette ZR1. The result was astonishing. A top speed of 176 miles per hour, making it one of the fastest 4-door cars in the world at the time. In fact, its performance was so extreme that it caused public controversy in the UK, with some newspapers calling for it to be banned. Fewer than 1,000 examples were ever built, making the Lotus Carlton an ultra-rare machine. Today, it is celebrated as the ultimate factory sleeper, understated on the outside, but ferociously powerful where it counts.